Hey guys, I gotta run a couple errands, so I figured that this might be a good time to talk about my lemon law case. I know, crazy, in 2025 you would think the electronics would be perfect and everything, but they're not. I guess I'll start in the beginning. I think it was December of 2024 I bought a Colorado, traded in my Camaro SS, and then decided that I wanted to be more responsible. That was before I knew I was buying this. And I got myself a really nice truck. It's a 2025 Colorado ZR2, I believe, or maybe a 24. Don't remember, it doesn't matter. I think I made it about 8,000 miles, and it was pretty much completely issue free. And it was around the 8 or 9,000 mile mark or something like that. I'd have to look back at my notes. Both screens shut off. Like this one right here, there's another one to the side, actually be on this side, with my Apple CarPlay and everything, and they both just shut off. And when that happened, it's green. Oh, I love tunnels. Anyways, when that happens, I can't see my speed limit, I can't use my turn signals. I mean, there's all kinds of things that just kind of don't work anymore. So yeah, the first time it happened, I actually wasn't too worried. I was thinking, man, it probably will only happen once. I don't know, maybe some sort of glitch. They'll probably have an update for it. And then it happened again. And then again and again and again and again. And it happened probably fucking, I don't know, 8 or 9 times before I finally was like, you know what? This is a problem. I gotta take it into Chevy because this is not getting fixed. And I brought it in, and I think that they did an update the first time or something, and they gave it back to me the same day, and I was like, great, cool, it's fixed. Well, I don't think I made it very far. I think I only made it a couple of days before it happened again. And so I brought it back, and I believe, oh man, it's hard to remember, it's been so much. It's spent like 70 something days in the shop. I'd have to look at my notes, but I believe the second time it was also only there for a couple days. I don't quite remember, but at some point after maybe the first or second repair attempt, I dropped it off, and they had it for like 30 days. They couldn't find a fix for it. He told me that there was a software issue. Chevy knew about it. They didn't have a solution for it, and so they ended up replacing, I think it was the cluster that time. No, I think it was the radio the first time. They replaced that, and I believe an update, and yeah, I believe they replaced the screen on the side right here, and I think they gave it an update and they gave it back. And if I remember correctly, that is the time that I drove home after it being in the shop for like the high 20s, low 30s number of days. I didn't even make it home, and I turned right back around. I was very upset, understandably. I brought it back, told them that the screen shut off again, and they took it back for like another 30 days or something. And at that point, they had replaced this screen, and then they replaced the radio or something, and I went back, I got it, and I drove to the grocery store, which was, I don't know, a couple minutes away. And on my way to the grocery store, not more than a couple of minutes after I had just picked it up from the dealership after it being there for like a month, the screen went out again. Anyways, the screen went out again, and so I brought it back. And at this point, that was like the 6th time that I had brought it back. I don't remember exactly what happened. I'd have to look at my notes, but I know for sure it's been there for 6 times. 6 different times, and it's been like 75 days or something. And About half of that time I didn't have a loaner. Thank God I ended up buying the bike. If I didn't buy the bike, man, I don't know what I would have done. It was totally a coincidence too. Anyways, I'm off track. Where was I? I brought it back to Chevy, and he was like, man, I don't think I'm gonna be able to help you. They replaced the radio, they replaced this screen, the other screen. They've tried multiple updates. I think they might have gotten a custom update from Chevy as well. I'm not waiting right here. I'm gonna go right there. I think they even got a custom update as well from Chevy, and they told me to not update it again if one came through, which didn't matter because I only had it for like a day or two. The last thing that ended up happening is I called them and I asked for an update because it had been like a week since I had dropped it off again after not even making it to the grocery store, and he told me that they were flying in an engineer from GM to come look at the truck. And it ended up being the next day after I made that call that they called me back. Oh. It ended up being the next day after I made that call that he called me back, and he told me that the engineer was there, and that the engineer spent quite a few hours with my truck, and he couldn't figure out what was going on with it. And unfortunately, the engineer just advised them to not make any more repair attempts on the truck. He was just like, if you guys can't replicate the issue and figure out where it's actually coming from, then don't try to fix it anymore. And so at some point in the past, I think probably around the 20-day mark or so, I ended up actually getting a hold of an attorney and telling them about my situation, and they've been very helpful. But oh my God, we're in Europe now. This is the side of the road I want to be on. Well, we have to go inside, and that means that this cannot go with me because I'll fucking go to jail. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, I'm back. I just withdrawed $10 million. Not really. Click. Oh yeah, that's good. The attorney's been helping me out. It's been a really slow process. I think that the first issue happened like 100 days ago, maybe more. But the law states that if your car or truck or whatever spends more than 30 days in the shop or exceeds 3 repair attempts in the state of Texas, then you qualify for lemon law. And my truck has had I'm not gonna let go, we're going too slow. 6 repair attempts, and has spent like 75 days in the shop or something, I don't remember. The law also states you have to send a 10-day notice to the manufacturer that you are essentially going to be suing them, and within those 10 days they have the right to give it 1 more repair attempt. They have to schedule and I believe even complete the repair attempt within the 10 days. Don't quote me on that because I'm probably wrong. Essentially, we sent that 10-day notice, and I assume they accepted it because they sent the engineer. But we sent that 10-day notice, and then they actually called me and told me my truck was ready. Probably pretty close to 10 days after that, I believe, which is when I picked it up. Didn't even make it to the grocery store, and then brought it back, and then that's when they brought in the engineer and everything. So we sent them a 10-day notice, and they ended up getting like an extra 20-something days and an extra repair attempt. So I'm pretty well within my means of being able to qualify for lemon law. So the attorney pretty much told me that at this point we are good to go, and they're gonna have to buy back my truck. So now it's the waiting game. They told me that this is usually the part that takes a while. They said that usually it's somewhere between 3 to 6 months, depending on how negotiations go. If they give me a hard time, if it's, you know, just depending on what they want to do. And the cool part is that if we don't come to an agreement, we have to go to court. Yay! I love the courthouse. We're gonna try not to do that though, if we can. I'll tell you a little bit about how lemon law works, I guess. So there's a couple of options. They can just give you some kind of settlement and you keep your vehicle. And if you go that route, that doesn't mean that they're not going to do any more repair attempts on the vehicle. Really all that means is that they're just going to give you a cash settlement, and yeah, they're just not going to buy it back. Kind of, you just have this vehicle and they'll keep trying to fix it, but they might not be able to fix it, and you just live with that. But they give you some cash to help cope with the fact that you have a broken car. Another option is they can buy back the vehicle from you, which is probably the one that I would like to do. They give you back all the taxes you paid, they give you back your down payment, any fees, and they buy the truck back at the price that I bought it at, minus like a little mileage fee, which doesn't matter because I didn't drive it that many miles. And the mileage fee is only up to the date of the first repair attempt, so that's like I said earlier, like 8,000 or 9,000 miles or something like that. I don't know. And so that's probably what I'll end up doing. I believe there's one more option. What was that option, man? Oh, they give you a replacement vehicle. I think that just ends up being like they just give you a replacement vehicle and you don't pay for it or anything like that. I don't know how that works, but probably not gonna do that one. That one seems like the worst of the three. But yeah, now at this point we're kind of just waiting to see what happens, what they give us. They're definitely taking their sweet time. Look at that, 5-0. Definitely taking their sweet time to get back to me. Yeah, but I mean, I'll update you guys. I'll let you know. Whoa, a jiu-jitsu gym. I'll definitely let you guys know what happens. It's probably gonna be a while because GM doesn't really seem to care much about how long this takes for me or anything like that. Oh, I forgot to mention, if they buy back my vehicle, they have to give me back all my payments too, which is a lot because it's a 0-2. And at that point, I think I've learned a lesson. I'm not buying any more expensive trucks. That shit sucks, dude. I've had the Shelby, I've had the ZL1, I've had my 5.0, the SS, had this bad boy. And at the end of it all, kind of wasn't worth it. I mean, between those cars, I probably spent, I don't know, over $250,000, 300,000 just in loans on those cars. And let me tell you what, the interest and the insurance, everything like that does not really make it worth it. Probably should just pay cash for those kind of things moving forward, but you know.